Okay, this is our lecture on irregular verbs and the forms of irregular verbs. Um, Irregular verbs are irregular because they make their past form and their past participle following different patterns than regular verbs do. They can be grouped by the pattern they follow. There are several different patterns that irregular verbs follow. One pattern is that one vowel in the verb changes to form the past and the past participle. So if you look at our examples, we have begin, beginning. The present participle stays the same, ing on the base form. Then we change the I to A for began, and then to U for begun. Drink, drinking, drank, drunk. I to A to U. Ring, ringing, rang, rung. Shrink, shrinking, shrank, shrunk. Sing, singing, sang, sung. Sink, sinking, sank, sunk. Spring, springing, sprang, sprung. Swim, swimming, swam, swum. Yes, swum is correct. So in each case we changed the I to an A for the past form, to a U for the past participle. Our present participle is ing, and as stated in the lecture on regular verb forms, we use the present participle with a be helping verb, some form of the verb to be. I am beginning, you are drinking, it was ringing, etc. We use the past form on its own, no helping verb. This would make simple past tense for us. I began my homework. She drank a cup of hot chocolate. The bell rang 5 minutes ago, and so on. And then the past participle is always used with the helping verb have in front of it, some form of have. Have, has, had, or will have. I had begun my homework when the electricity went out. She had drunk the soda before she knew it was sugar-free. The bell had rung before I was finished. Okay, so we use the helping verb have in front of the past participle. Another pattern is the past form and the past participle are the same, but different from the base. So we have bring as an example, bringing, and then both the past and past participle are brought. Buy, buying, bought, bought. Catch, catching, caught, caught. Creep, creeping, crept, crept. Dragged. And then drowned, feel, felt, felt. Fight, fighting, fought, fought. Flee, fleeing, fled, fled. Hang to execute, meaning to execute someone, is with the ed on the end. Hang, meaning to dangle something or to hang something on your wall, is hung and hung. I hung the picture on my wall. Lay, to place something down. I laid the pencil on the table. Okay, that is L-A-I-D. There are two other forms that you need to think about. They're on the other page. We have lead becomes led and led. Lend becomes lent and lent. Lie as in to deceive, not to lie down, but to deceive, is lied and lied. Lose becomes lost and lost. Make becomes made and made, and so on. Seek, sought, sought. Sell is sold, sold. There are two different definitions for shine. One is to polish, and then that's the ed form. One is to give off light. The sun shone brightly, but I shined my shoes. Okay, so those are the differences there. Sit, sleep, swing, teach, think, win, ring. This is not all of the verbs possible. This is not every single one. This is just to give you an example. Ring, this is, if you were going to maybe have a wet shirt or a towel and you are twisting it to get the water out, you are wringing it, or you wrung it. The next example is the base form and the past participle are the same, but the past form is different. So some examples here: become, come, and run. Many of you are getting run wrong. You want to tell me the past participle is ran. I have ran. This is not correct. I run. I am running. I ran. I have run. Okay, so all those follow that pattern. The next pattern is the past form ends in EW, and the past participle ends in WN. And fly, even though it doesn't end in a W, in the base form follows this same pattern. So blow, draw, fly, grow, know, and throw are all examples of verbs that follow this form. Blow, blowing, blew, blown. Draw, drawing, drew, drawn. Fly, flying, flew, flown. So I grow, I am growing, I grew, and I have grown. I know, I am knowing, I knew, I have known. Okay, and so on. The next is the past participle ends in EN. Okay, so the past form does something different. Bite, biting, bit, and bitten. Okay, then ends in EN. Okay, break, breaking, broke, broken. Choose, choosing, chose, chosen. And we say it differently and we lose an O from choose to chose. Present, base, past, past participle. Drive, driving, drove, driven. Eat, eating, ate, eaten. For whatever reason, students often get this one wrong. Fall is a common one students get wrong. Fall, falling, fell, fallen. I have fallen, not I have fell. Freeze, frozen, frozen. Ride, rode, and ridden. Rise, rose, and risen follows that pattern. Seesaw and seen follows this pattern. Shake, shook, and shaken. Strive, strove, and striven follows this pattern. Weave, wove, and woven should be an O. Oops. You can change that. Well, not a zero. You can change that on your notes as well. That was a typo. Write, wrote, and written follows this pattern. And notice in some cases when you have the T, the bitten and written, you double the T for spelling. The next form, the past form, and the past participle do not follow any pattern. It's random. Be is one of these verbs. Okay? So the base form of be, to be, is also the forms that make present tense. Am, is, and are. Okay, because base form makes present tense for us. So the present tense forms of be are am, is, and are. This is a very irregular verb. Being is your present participle. Every verb, ing, doesn't matter. The past form, but there are two for be, unlike some of the other verbs, and that's was and were. And then the past participle form is been, B-E-N-N, been. So every verb has four forms. Of course, be has a few extra forms within a form. Bid, meaning to order someone. Okay, I bid you to make your bed. Okay, bidding, bade, and bidden. Okay, are the forms. Bade and bidden. This is a verb we don't use often anymore. It was used more throughout history. Do, doing, did, and done. Do also has four forms. Do, doing, did, and done. Go, going, went, and gone. It's not I had went. I had gone. Lie, to recline, to lay back. Lying with the Y-I-N-G. Lay, not laid, and lain. So that is different than the other lie. To tell an untruth, right? To deceive would be lied and lied. This is lay and lain. Then we have slay, slain, slew, and slain. You might use that word in your movies at the end of the year. And then we have swear, swore, sworn, tear, tore, torn. That's one many students get wrong, and wear, wore, worn. This one seems to give students trouble, so you might want to look at those. And then bid, meaning to offer. I was bidding on something. That would be bid and bid. I bid on the tent on eBay, right? I bid on the laptop on eBay. I have bid on eBay before. Burst is the same all the way across as has been. Cut. This last pattern is the base, past form, and past participle are all the same. The word does not change. Cut, cut, cut. I cut. I am cutting. I cut myself yesterday. I have cut myself before. I let the dog out. I am letting the dogs out. I let my dogs out yesterday. I have let my dogs out every day this week, right? And then set, meaning to place something down. I set something down, setting, set, and set. So those are some examples of the different patterns that follow on the irregular verbs. If you get a verb and you are unsure of what the form is supposed to be for the past and the past participle, and you're writing and you want to make sure you get it correct, the dictionary is the place to look. So if I bring up the verb write on one of the online dictionary sites, when many of us use dictionary.com, you will notice that it says verb, and then it gives you the past form, wrote. It also gives you an archaic form. Archaic means that we don't use it anymore in our modern English. It was used many years ago, hundreds of years ago, and that would be writ, okay? But we say wrote. And then the past participle, written, with the archaic being writ, and the present participle, writing, okay? And it will do this for every verb, even regular verbs. It will give you the forms of the verb, okay? And the regular dictionary does the same also. So this is an example of the dictionary entry for the verb eat. Okay, so here's our base form that I looked up in a dictionary, eat. It says it's a verb, VB, and then it gives the past form, ate, gives the past participle, eaten, and the present participle, eating. Okay, and it will also, this is a Webster dictionary, any paper dictionary will give you the forms for every verb, even regular verbs, every single verb in the language. Okay, so if you're unsure, that's always a place to look for your answer. For your assignment, I want you to pick an irregular verb, and I want you to make 4 little short sentences with that same irregular verb using each of the 4 forms with it. Okay, be sure to identify which form is which when you make your sentences.